About restricting kids' access to social media until they're 16 years of age. Several mental health groups, including Beyond Blue, have raised some concerns, saying teenagers often use social media to connect with each other and access wellbeing resources. There's plenty of other issues to work through, though, including how to verify a person's identity and their age. Here's an insight into how it might work.
This may be how you log on in the near future.
It's estimated my age at 43 years old.
Your face and passport scanned before you start social media scrolling.
There is a 99% rate that the image of me in the document and my own image from the selfie are exactly the same.
I hate to think how it would estimate my age. Let me bring in child and adolescent psychologist Clare Rowe, live from Sydney. Good to talk to you, Clare. Where is this going, this debate? There is the technology debate. How do you enforce this? How do you keep those younger than 16 off it? But it is a significant point, isn't it, that you don't want to isolate teenagers. At the same time, you keep them off the worst effects of social media.
Yeah, that's true. I still think it was really disappointing that our major mental health groups, government-funded mental health groups, Beyond Blue, Black Dog Institute, Reach Out, they've all come out and said they're not supporting this ban. Now, the reality is if you have one child at the moment off social media, they are ostracised because that's where kids hang out. And so that is exactly the problem. We end up handing this over to 12-year-olds because everyone else has it. And I get that it's hard to legislate and then enforce. And I get that some kids will still sneak it. And yes, there will be kids in the classroom who still have it. But there will be a hell of a lot of kids who don't. And it will empower parents to be able to say, no, you're not having it at 12. And the other argument, Chris, that they've made is that we need to, help kids navigate this space and parents need to be involved in teaching them to use it responsibly. And I am 1,000,000% for that. But we've been saying that for 10 years and it's not happening. And so we are faced with this kind of crossroads, I think, at the moment where we either keep plugging that education side of things and helping parents talk to their children and having passcodes on things and being aware of what your child's watching, or we really say things are deteriorating at a rapid pace and we have to do something. And let's not forget, we're not talking about banning kids up until the end of school. I really like Whipper's campaign about the 36 months.
Yep.
That is what we're asking for. We're asking for 36 more months of childhood. Yep. And these kids will be fine at 16, 17, 18, learning how to use social media. They're digital natives. They will be fine.
The more I read about it from Jonathan Haidt and others and listen to experts like you, the more I think it's the single best thing we can do for our teenage kids is keep them off social media. So I'm all in favour of it. Let's talk about adults and some of the threats to our well-being. One of those is alcohol. Congratulations on your new podcast, On the Couch with Clare, which you launched this week. And I want to go to a grab from one of your episodes. This focuses on alcohol. It's with Sarah Ruspatch and tells us what breaking from alcohol can do for us. Have a listen.
There are so many benefits to taking a break from alcohol. And we live in a society that just focuses on the negatives, that, it's going to be boring. Oh, no, we're going to be able to go out and have fun again. And I am here to say, oh my goodness, my life has just got richer, more fulfilling, more fun, with more deeper, authentic connections since going alcohol-free.
Well, there you go. I've got to say, I had a couple of alcoholic drinks at your podcast launch, Clare, but tell us a little bit about your podcast and also this particular conversation about alcohol.
Yeah, I think that conversation with alcohol is really an important one. In particular, Sarah Ruspatch does some fabulous work around alcohol and what she calls grey area drinking with women. And it's just become a very normal culture, particularly around mothers when, we're having a bad day and the messages go around and suddenly everyone says, well, it's nearly 1 o'clock, don't worry, have a wine. And that's somehow how we get through the day. And yeah, look, it's a slippery slope. And I love that Sarah says, alcohol is not the problem. Alcohol is a solution to a problem. And what she sees in women is about, women who are stressed, bored, and they're using alcohol to get through the day. So I love that conversation, and the podcast has a whole range of guests. We've got people of experts internationally and nationally, politics, relationships, education, parenting. People
Great
like
stuff.
Senator Namadjima Price is on, and yeah, it's fantastic. And it drops every Thursday, new episode.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Claire. I appreciate it. Clare Rowe there talks a lot of good sense, and that's why I'm happy to recommend that podcast, On the Couch with Claire. Look it up.